this is Julie. I'm a yoga instructor and a full-time employee at the Westside Family YMCA. I miss my YMCA family and community. I thought I would reach out to y'all today from my living room to share a little bit of yoga. A little yoga goes a very long way, especially during times like these. So if we can breathe together, if we can laugh a little bit together, do some movement, hopefully it'll make us feel more whole, safe, content, a little bit happy. This is a yoga practice, but a very gentle one, so don't do anything that hurts. Go at your own pace. Rest if you need to. It's all fine. You can roll out your yoga mat. If you don't have a yoga mat, you can use a towel. You can do this on the hard surface, on a rug, whatever works for you. We don't all have our yoga props with us at home, I know. But there's a lot of homemade options we have here. We're going to MacGyver this practice the best that we can. Start by sitting. So if you're sitting in a chair, that's great. You can definitely sit in a chair. If you would like to sit on the floor, you don't have to have your legs crossed. You can definitely straighten your legs out in front of you and definitely sit up on something soft. So you may not have one of these fancy yoga cushions, that's fine, but there's a lot of other options, okay? You could use a pillow from your couch, like this lovely pillow from our couch. Shout out to my sister, thanks. Or this smaller pillow from my couch. Or you could use a blanket. So some of us have these type of firmer blankets that are used very often in yoga, but if you don't have that type of blanket, that's okay. Definitely use a blanket off your couch, right? Just shake the crumbs out of it and you're good to go. So whatever you might need to help you with your practice, that's what you use, okay? So let's start seated. You might want to sit up on height, move the flesh of your back end back behind you a little bit more, pull it out and back so that you can feel a little bit more settled on the ground or on your cushion, whatever you're sitting on. Feel the sit bones kind of be heavy down against the floor. Let's just take a moment here. Very gently inhale and exhale, rolling the shoulders. You can take bigger breaths if you like. Inhaling and exhaling. Slow the roll. Inhaling and exhaling as you draw the shoulders up. Inhaling and then back and down, lengthening the exhale. You might find during these difficult times that if you just kind of want to sit and take a few breaths to calm yourself, to reduce some anxiety, just practice inhaling for a few counts and exhaling for maybe twice as long. And then again, inhaling for a few counts and then exhaling for maybe twice as long. Just a few breaths, inhaling and exhaling and inhaling and exhaling. Sitting up nice and tall. Think about pressing down through the sit bones, reaching up through the crown of the head. Let's just move the arms. Inhale, palms up, and exhale, palms down. You may be experiencing some stiffness. That's okay. The size, the length of your movements is all completely up to you. Just connect the movement and the breath together. Go to pace that feels comfortable. Your yoga practice is how your body today interprets all the yoga asana and nothing more. And that's a good thing. And just one more. Let's just do some basic swivels, circles. Do y'all remember these little toys? They were shaped like eggs. They wobble, but they didn't fall down. So we're going to make some circles here. So it's as if you're moving the spine around the basin of the pelvis, right? The bowl of the pelvis, as if you're stirring a pot. So the length of your spine would be the handle of the wooden spoon. You can roll a little bit more across your back and you can make this bigger if that feels good to you. You can inhale when you come forward with this circle, press the heart, exhale round the spine. So big or small, doesn't matter. You can go in the opposite direction. You can also do this with your legs out in front of you. It's fine. Knees bent. Just breathe and move. Breathe and move. Big or small. Breathe and move. And then come come back up to the center position, reaching up tall through the spine, fingertips here. We're just going to do a little side-to-side stretching. So you may want to start here with the relaxed elbows and then come over. That's fine. This is a great place to be, nice and heavy through the elbows. Or you may want a bigger sweeping motion with the arms. Inhale and exhale. Just reach over on the exhalation, whatever position you're using for the arms. Reach over on the exhalation. You'll notice that doing things in the seated posture requires some core strength. So hug the muscles of the back body and the muscles of the front body, the front and back of the torso. Hug them in towards each other like you're making a sandwich. Not one of those squishy peanut butter and jelly sandwiches where everything oozes out the side. This is a firmer sandwich, more like a foot-long type sandwich. Beautiful. And just move with the breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Awesome. Sitting up nice and tall. So now we're going to take these hands, we're going to press our palms forward in front of us to open up the shoulder blades off of our spine. Inhale and exhale. So not completely rounding the entire spine, still sitting upright, just widening the shoulder blades apart. So you're just opening up the upper part of your back as if you're wrapping the back of your rib cage around the front. Inhaling and exhaling. And release. We have the option now to do this up over our head. Some folks will interlace their fingers, some will just place their one hand on top of the other. Inhale, reaching up, palms toward the ceiling. And exhale, back down, palms facing down towards your lap. Bring the palms up to face the ceiling. And bring the palms down, down, down into your lap. And you do this whatever pace works. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Trying to avoid any strain or stress at the neck. It's okay if your elbows don't straighten. It's okay if your arms don't go all the way up overhead. It's all good, every little bit of it. And release. You can roll the shoulders once again. And then we're ready to move into cat-cow position on our mat. So we're going to come to all fours. Again, you can use whatever you have at home. So if you have this blanket from your couch and you want to use it to pad your knees, you're more than welcome to do that. You could fold up the center of the mat, fold it over, and use that to pad your knees if that's what you feel like doing. Once you line the knees up under the hips, you can place the tops of the feet down, which will take some of the pressure off the front of the bony kneecap and move it to the top of the shin. Or if you're okay with your knees and you just want to tuck the toes under, stretch the plantar fascia, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Line the wrists up slightly forward of the shoulders. Turn the inner elbow creases to look at each other just a bit. Press down through the base of the index finger and thumb, nicely spread fingers. And cat-cow stretches. Lifting the tailbone, drawing the lower tips of the shoulder blades down and in, feeling the whole front waist stretch. We don't lead this motion with the head follows the motion of the hips. So on the next inhalation, as we tuck the tailbone and change the hip position, you'll notice the head will release down as we round the spine up towards the ceiling. So let the hips kind of run the show here. Inhaling, feel the shoulder blades roll back, lift the hips. Head draws up, the sternum stretches a little bit higher. On the next exhalation or inhalation, tucking the tailbone, making it heavy between the legs, relaxing the head, widening the shoulder blades, and just do a few of these. You may want to hold each one for a few breaths or inhale and exhale from one to the other. That's fine. It's whatever works for you. And then just one more of each, maybe. And then come back to the all fours position. You can widen the knees a little bit, or you can actually bring them closer together. It's whatever feels good to you. As we begin to press and sit the hips back toward the heels just a little bit, stretching the arms out in front. Just take some nice, easy breaths. You can use anything you have at home, like if you have a small cloth or a small blanket that you want to place in between the calves and the thighs to kind of make this a little bit easier on your knees, you're more than welcome to use that. Use your blanket from your couch, whatever works. Just gently reach back the hips and then come on back up. And then exhale, gently reach back the hips. Inhaling back up to the tabletop or all fours position, and exhaling, stretching back through the hips. Again, be kind to your knees. It's okay. You don't have to sit back very far. It's all good. Nice. And one more time. And then we're just going to walk those hands in. We're going to come to seated. And we're going to take a rest on our back body. Yay! Always means in class you're a little closer to Shavasana when you start to come closer to the floor, right? So definitely release back down, one vertebrae at a time. Use your hands on your thighs to help you control and slowly roll. Just relax here for a few breaths. See if with the next exhale you can let the whole body soften against the support of the floor. Ah, so nice. Next, we're just going to bring one knee in towards the chest and then the other. You can hold behind your thighs. You can hold in front of your knees just to make some small circles, or just go back and forth. Just breathe evenly and naturally. Let the floor do a little massage work on your lower back and hips. And you can gently place those feet back on the floor one at a time, knees bent. You can feel the bottom of the feet against the ground. Drawing the right knee in towards the chest now, hands behind the thigh, and stretch up. It doesn't have to be a very big stretch. You can bend the knee and then extend, kind of work into it, inhaling and exhaling, pressing through the foot, inhaling and exhaling. And then just holding this extension, paying attention to the opposite leg and knee. Make sure that we focus on that foot on the floor and that knee drawing up towards the sky. You can circle your ankle in one direction and then the other. You can use a strap or your dish towel. You can definitely use behind your thigh if that's more comfortable for you. Then holding it, that's great. Just going to hold the extension. Again, you can use that dish towel across the bottom of your foot. You could use your hands to hold on to the toe, whatever feels comfortable. This doesn't have to get to a certain point. Hopefully we can just sit and breathe, feel the heaviness of the thigh bone as it sits down in the hip socket. It's about so much more than straightening the knee. Just let the thigh be heavy. Breathe. And then release. Now we're going to draw the other knee in towards the chest and extend that leg up towards the ceiling. Just bend the knee, inhaling. Exhale, extend. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, extend. Just a few more times. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, extend. And then hold this feeling. Paying attention to the opposite leg. The knee points toward the ceiling, foot's on the floor. You're going to circle the ankle in one direction. And then the other direction. And then point and flex. And then just hold on to this nice extension, the stretch of the hamstring, and reaching the heel up towards the ceiling, or maybe not so much. Some of you are pointing the toes down more towards your chest or reaching a little bit longer. It's okay. You don't have to worry about straightening the knee completely. Just let that thigh bone rest heavily down into the hip socket. Really feel the back of the hips on the floor. Breathing. Breathing, breathing, relaxing the body against the floor. Breathing, breathing. And and we're going to bend that knee, place that foot back onto the floor. Let's walk the feet and the knees out a little wider here for these windshield wipers. Those of you who are familiar with this, you can take an inhalation here, and as you exhale, bring both knees over to the right. This is going to lift the back of the left hip off the floor a little bit, and that's fine. You want the pelvis to rock over to the side. This is going to stretch the front of that left hip and thigh. You can even reach the left arm up overhead if you'd like to make this feel a little bit longer along the entire left side. Completely up to you. You can bring both arms overhead in a Y shape, YMCA. Just breathe, let gravity do the work. Just see if you can soften into this stretch. On the next inhalation, gently bring the knees back up, still wide, feet wide, and exhale the knees over to the left side. Now the pelvis will rock to the left. You'll feel that back side right hip come off the floor. That's okay. We want the pelvis to rock. Feeling a big stretch along the front of that left hip and thigh. Right hip and thigh. You can raise that right arm up overhead or the Y shape, whatever feels good. Relax the arms out. Follow your body's cues as you breathe in and out. Exhaling maybe a little bit longer than you're inhaling if you're still feeling some of that anxiety or stress is following you around. Inhaling and exhaling. Then on the next inhale and exhale, you can bring those knees back up, walk them in. Good job. So we would like to do a restorative bridge pose. So let's take whatever props we have at hand. You may not have a yoga block, and that's okay. If you don't have the yoga block, that's okay. You can definitely use a blanket underneath the hips. If you have one, you don't have to have it very high. Just where the sacrum is, which is just above the tailbone, keeping the knees bent here. And then just relax the arms out to the side. So this is a restorative back bend. So whether you're using a block or a blanket or whatever you have to put underneath the sacral area there, you can adjust how tall it is, because if this doesn't feel comfortable or any way, you want it to feel a little bit more calming for your body as opposed to making you feel like, oh, how much longer do I have to be doing this? So you just kind of rest that at whatever height works for you. You can definitely bring it way down low. That's fine. You don't have to have a really tall folded up blanket here. Just relax out. You can relax the arms by your sides, wherever you feel comfortable, palms down or palms up. Slide the skull towards the wall behind your head there, so you can tuck the chin gently. Take some nice inhales and exhales and completely let the body relax. Use gravity. Use gravity. Use gravity. Breathe in and breathe out. Focusing on the breaths, focus on the body. Inhale, feel the breath. Exhale, feel the body. And then after you feel content with what you've been doing, you could lift the hips, move the blanket out of the way, move it over to the side. Relax the legs out. Oh, relax the upper body. You can stretch out nice and long if that's what you want to do, or you can just stretch out through the legs if that's what you want to do. Just a little bit of movement. Oh, stretching out, stretching out. And then when you're ready, draw the arms back in, bend at each knee. Inhale here, exhale, roll over onto your side. And just rest on your side. Just a little bit here. Give yourself a little break. If you want to rest into Shavasana here, you're more than welcome to do that. You can grab your blanket or whatever you have, rest your head on there. You could even put your dish towel or small towel between your knees, just kind of rest here. This is an okay place to be. It's a safe place to be. Practice your breathing. And then when you're ready, put the blanket aside, help yourself up, drawing the low belly muscles in. And bring yourselves back to the center position. Oh my, oh my, oh my. If you feel like you'd like to do a little bit more hip stretching, you can definitely take the pinwheel position here. You can sit this front hip on height, inhaling up and then exhaling as you hinge over this. You can definitely use any pillows, blankets, yoga blocks to make this a little easier as we hinge. It's a nice hip opener. Definitely recommend that if you do this on each side that you hold this for a few moments. So please, you can stop the video and just hold the stretch for as long as you need, breathing, breathing, whether you're lower to the ground or further away from the ground. Just make sure that you do so on each side. Again, sitting this front hip up on height as needed. Feet are a little bit bright, kind of hinging over, which is a beautiful place to be. Whether you're using your really unattractive pillows or whatever it is you have to hinge down, keeping the feet bright, not hunching at the spine, but rather hinging, which will really open up that outer hip where you're feeling the sensation right now. Breathing in and breathing out, opening up that hip, imagining that your lungs are on the back of your hips. Again, any of these poses or stretches you can hold for any period of time that you like. Just stop the video and give yourself a little bit extra time. When you're ready, you're going to come on back up. Let's come to seated. Let's all come back together and be who we are. Hands at heart center. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. May you be free from suffering. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.